Scott just made the point.
It seems to be a lot more secure, not just.
All attacks mounted against her will fail. That's the message about Hillary Clinton in a Washington Post column this week. So, is the GOP foolish to press the attack against Hillary as a corrupt, out-of-touch elitist? I'm PJTV's Scott Ott, joined now by Bill Whittle and Stephen Green. And left-wing opinion writer Greg Sargent says attacking Mitt Romney as an aloof princeling worked for a reason that won't work on Hillary. He says voters may well evaluate attacks on the image and character of candidates through the prism of their actual policy proposals and the priorities that underlie them. Many Dems believe the attacks on Romney as an elitist plutocrat were successful not simply because of his manner and profile, but also because they resonated with public perceptions that his policy proposals actually would favor the wealthy. Now, Stephen Green, Sargent has a point here, doesn't he? I mean, after all, the American public has never punished politicians for their luxurious lifestyle, as long as we get a little slice of the action.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. This is the same argument that says, "Oh gosh, Obama is just too cool. You can't possibly mock this superior, light-bringing human being." You know, the dog-eating 57 state counting, eminently mockable. Just the left-wing media chooses not to engage in that because then they would bring down their own light bringer. We can't have that, can we? No, Hillary is eminently mockable. She dresses like Dr. Evil. She just, you want to talk about policy proposals? Her big economic speech on Monday, she comes out against Uber, which is giving small-time drivers the ability to make money up against wired-in crony capitalist taxi medallion services at a lower price and better service to the consumer. She's coming out against Airbnb, which lets homeowners do the same thing against hotels. She's building a bridge, as I saw on Twitter earlier today. She wants to build a bridge back to the 1930s. It's all about crony capitalists and empowering big blue unions, and she is so mockable. She's Dr. Evilette.
Well, now, the other GOP line of attack against Hillary Clinton is that the raft of scandals that bear her mark, including her use of a private email server for government business and her subsequent purge of tens of thousands of those public documents. The GOP seems to think that attack will work, but Greg Sargent says that dog won't hunt either. He put it this way: Republicans are also testing attacks on Clinton as untrustworthy in the wake of revelations about her emails, and some polls have shown a trust deficit. But as Ron Brownstein has noted, it's not clear whether voters have to be convinced of Clinton's integrity for her to win. Such traits are likely to be judged in the context of the great debate over who genuinely has the interests of economically struggling Americans at heart. Now, Bill Whittle, is it the economy and nothing but the economy, stupid regardless of character? And if so, are the Republicans playing the role of the aforementioned stupid once again?
Well, that wouldn't be a surprise, certainly, but I'll say this. Having a left-wing writer for the Washington Post saying, you know, there's no way to attack Hillary on her economic background, and there's really no way to attack her on her trustworthiness issues. And by the way, please don't throw me into that briar patch. Please, please, just whatever you do, don't throw me into that briar patch. I mean, how transparent do you have to be, honestly? Really, how transparent do you have to be? It doesn't mean the GOP won't bite on it, though, because we all know you can't win an election without being a moderate soccer mom and giving just a little bit less government than the Democrats. That's the key to victory. The fact that it doesn't show has never worked, and the last 6 cycles proved the exact opposite. That's nothing for us to really pay attention to here. Of course, she can be attacked on both fronts. This is a woman who said she was flat broke when she had hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank. I would run the clip. I wouldn't just do the quote. I'd run the clip. And then I'd say, at the time, her bank balance was how many 6 figures it was. This is her definition of flat broke. It's a person who's never had to use her driver's license, right? She hasn't driven anywhere in 35 years, something like that. Isn't that what we heard? That she doesn't have a driver's license, hasn't driven anywhere in 35 years? I saw Ted Cruz's video recently, and one of the things that struck me the most about it was when his wife was talking about Ted taking his kids to Chuck E. Cheese. I don't think Hillary Clinton knows what Chuck E. Cheese is, and if she does, she's certainly never been there, unless she was one of the display items. You know, the thing about Hillary is, as Steve said, she is so eminently mockable. She's such an awful candidate. And I think the real way to do this is not to to pin it on her or paint her with it. It's to challenge her directly, because Hillary Clinton is at her worst when she is being asked a pointed question. And the reason she's at her worst when she's being asked a pointed question is because she's never asked any pointed questions. During the debates, you have the four times during the course of the year, during the election cycle, there's 4 times when the press doesn't get to throw its massive bulk of Candy Crowley between the president and incoming questions.
Oh, geez.
And when somebody gets that bodyguard out of the way and starts asking her directly about why did you take the emails home? Why is it that you have all this money? I'll just wrap it up by saying this. Mitt Romney may have been portrayed as an out-of-touch elitist, but Mitt Romney made hundreds of millions of dollars by providing value to people who gave them money in exchange for the value they received. Hillary Clinton is worth hundreds of millions of dollars because she uses her influence at the State Department to set up treasonous deals with foreign governments in exchange for donations to the Clinton Global Initiative. Anybody have any questions about this? None of this is up for discussion.
Nope.
Well, and just to correct the record and in fairness here, those animatronic characters at Chuck E. Cheese are not like Hillary Clinton. After all, those things are almost lifelike.
Much more lifelike.
Anyway, bad character.
Very nearly.
And they smile.
Bad character is... That's right. Bad character is no barrier to the Democrat presidential nomination. And frankly, sadly, the American people seem resigned that politics is a game for scoundrels. So there's no use applying a virtue filter to your selection process. All that matters is, will she bring home the bacon for me? And can she win? In fact, the greater the scoundrel, the more filthy, the more fit for the fight. Millionaire, mansion minion, plastic bubble boy Barack Obama still enjoys the man of the people mantle after 6 years of great Gatsby global gallivanting.
Oh my God.
So Republicans fool themselves if they think they can beat Hillary Clinton by lampooning her gold lame lifestyle and serial scandals, as if the dirtiest mud wrestler loses the match. That said, Hillary's main handicap is that people don't like her. She's a creaky, cranky, crotchety curmudgeon and a sour scold, and if she gets the nomination, Republicans could beat her by playing commercials which consist of nothing but video of her own speeches. For Bill Whittle, Stephen Green, and the entire Trifecta crew at PJTV.com, I'm Scott Ott.